How many 8 with a THS at the back are there in 2 whole, 3 out of 4? 2 whole and 3/4. Okay, first things first, you need to ask yourself, what does 8 with a THS means? Okay, this simply, they're asking you the fraction. How many of this fraction are there in that fraction? So this fraction first, this is 1 out of 8. So I want to know how many 1/8 are there in this mixed number. Okay, so what you can do is, the first things first, you look at both of this fraction. One is a fraction, one is a mixed number, right? So what do I have to do? I have to change something. I cannot have both different, right? One is a mixed number, one is a fraction. I can't do anything. It's a mixed kind of fraction. Okay, make them the same. So change your 2 whole, 3 out of 4 as an improper fraction. This is called a mixed number. All right, I need to change this to an improper fraction. The word improper means not a proper fraction. So not a proper fraction means the numerator will be bigger than the denominator. So you go this way. You go this way. Okay, 4 times 2 plus 3. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 plus 3 is 11. So this is actually improper fraction, 11 out of 4. Okay, so now I have normal fractions. Both are normal fractions because it's normal fractions lah, just one liner, right? 1 over something, something over something. Now in 11 over 4, how many 1/8 are there? Let me teach you one shortcut. So I have 11 out of 4. You look at the denominator, you look at the denominator. Are they the same? No. Make them the same first. So times 2 to make it into 8, right? If I times 2 for denominator, then numerator must also do the same. So equals to 22 out of 8. Just put them aside. 22 out of 8. So I'm asking, how many 8 are there in 22 out of 8? So in 22 out of 8, it means there is 1/8, 1/8, 1/8, 1/8, 1/8, 22 times. You see this thing. How many 8s are there in 22 over 8? There are 22 8. Just have to look at the numerator. That's it. Answer is number 4. Okay. Another way to do this is your division. Okay, which means you can simply take your 11 over 4 divided by 1 out of 8. And then you will get the same answer, 22 as well. Same thing. Okay. All right. So I'm just teaching you another method where you can use. This is a simpler one. Just have to change all the fractions to be the same kind of fraction. And then just look at the numerator. Before that, make sure the denominator are the same. Then just look at numerator. That's the answer. In this case, 22 is the answer. Okay, next one. 3 children share 5 pizzas equally. What fraction of a pizza does each child receive? I know the word each means divide. You know this from like when you're P1 already, okay? So divide. What divided by what? I have 5 pizza and then shared between 3 children. Look for the item. The item is a 5 pizza. How many children are there? 3 children. So 5 divided by 3 equals to 5 out of 3. Remember that division is also known as the fraction line. They are the same. It means the same thing, right? Now, do I leave my answer as an improper fraction? Never. Change it to a mixed number. How do I change an improper to mixed number? As I mentioned, this is all the basics. We are covering basics again today, okay? So 5 over 3, you can divide. If you're not sure, 5 divided by 3, but you should know by now lah. You can actually do it mentally, right? There's 1 whole, 2 over 3, right? How do I get that? If you're not sure, like this, right? You have 2, remainder go up, 2 over 3. Okay, answer is number 4. Very good. Let's check. Nina had 3/4 meters of cloth. She used 1/3 of it to sew a pouch. How much cloth did Nina have left? I want to bring to your attention. Some of you will be very confused. Look at the first fraction, 3 out of 4 meters. So this fraction tells me that this is the length of the cloth. This is length, which means this is the value that's given. However, 1/3 is just a fraction. Can you see the difference or not? When a fraction has a unit at the back, that is called the value. It can be 3/4 cm, 3/4 kg, 3/4 liters. It can be anything. As long as the fraction have a unit at the back, a unit of measurement, meter, cm, length, kilogram, gram, whatever, it becomes a value. It's no longer a fraction. A fraction is without any units of measurement. Okay, so for 1/3 means I can draw my model like this, right? 3 parts. But 3/4, I cannot draw my model. Understand? My 3/4 means I cannot draw 4 parts, shade 3 part. Wrong, because it's a value. Okay, you understand? Because this one is a common mistake that students will have. Okay. For this question, how do we approach this? I want to know the leftover. Leftover. I use 1/3. Okay, we can use the model actually. Why did I erase? Okay, we use the model. Okay, I use 1/3. This is used. So my leftover is this one. This is my left, which is actually 2 out of 3. I want to find this one. Correct? 2 out of 3. Okay, so for those of you who know how to do this, you will just take whatever I have left times the value, right? Straight away, you take 2/3 is left times with the length of the cloth, this way. If you forget how to do multiplication of fractions, listen up, okay? One way to do this shortcut is always look crosswise. Means I will look at 3 and 3, and then I will look at 2 and 4. Okay, what do I do with 3 and 3? I simplify them. I make sure it becomes the simplest number. 3 can be divided by 3 becomes 1. 3 can be divided by 3 becomes 1. 4 and 2. 4 divided by 2 becomes 2. 2 divided by 2 becomes 1. Right? So what am I left with? After crosswise, you look row-wise. Numerator, then denominator. So what do I have left? 1 times 1. 1 over 1 times 2. 2. Half meters of cloth is left. Not number 3, but number 2. This is one way. Another way to do this is by finding out what is used. So used will be 1/3 times 3 over 4. Same thing, crosswise, 3 and 3 divided. So left with 1 out of 4 meters. I use 1 over 4 meters. So leftover means the value of cloth or the length of cloth, take away what I use, equals to 2 over 4. Simplify, I get half meter. Same method. Method 1, method 2, whichever you're comfortable with. Okay? Find the value of 18 divided by 3 over 5. Okay, you know that 18 is a whole number. So before I proceed to do this question, make sure both of them are the same kind of fraction. 18 is a whole number. We make it into a fraction. So 18 over something, 1. 18 is equals to 18 out of 1 divided by 3 over 5. Now let's apply the KCF, okay? Keep, change, flip. So what do I keep? I keep this 18 over 1. Keep it. So it becomes 18 out of 1. Change this division to times. Flip means exchange the place of your number 3 and number 5. So 5 goes on top, 3 goes below. Right? Now you will have multiplication of fraction. So the rule of multiplication of fraction, just now I mentioned to you, look crosswise first. So I'm going to look at 18 and 3 first. These two can be reduced, can be simplified. 18 and 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 18 divided by 3 is 6. Now, after that, look row-wise. Numerator, then denominator. Numerator, 6 times 5. 30 over 1 times 1. 1 equals to 30 out of 1 is 30 itself. Very good. Correct. Okay. Mrs. Tan had 7/8 kg of sugar in a container. When you have this kind of fraction with a unit of measurement at the back, this is the mass or the weight of the sugar. It is no longer just a fraction. No model can be drawn for this. It is a unit of measurement given already. 7/8 kg. How heavy? How much sugar in the container? Okay, she packed the sugar into smaller packets. Each packet contained 1/4 kg of sugar. Again, it's not normal fraction, it's really a mass or a weight, okay? Or in this case, it's a value that they are using. How many? Many means I want to know the number of the packets of sugar could Mrs. Tan pack at most. This is very important. Means maximum. Which means you are supposed to round it off. Okay, you should not be giving the exact answer. Okay, now this is how we do it. I know that the sugar is 7/8 at first. Then I repack it. Means I divide them into smaller packets, right? Divide. 7/8 divided by 1/4 equals to change flip comes into position, KCF, right? Keep your 7/8, change your division to become multiplication, flip the 4 and the 1 like this. Then comes the multiplication of fraction. What do? You look at crosswise. Okay, so 8 and 4 can be reduced. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 8 divided by 4 is 2. I then look at row-wise. 7 times 1, 7 over 2 times 1, 2. Do I leave it like this answer? No. Change it to a mixed number is 3.5. You know how I do this, right? 7 divided by 2. So my answer is 3.5. But the question say, how many packets can she get at most? Which means I only want the whole number. The balance, never mind lah, don't want already. I just want to know how many I can get. How many packets of sugar, smaller packets of sugar filled with 1/4 sugar that I can get. The balance, I don't want. So this will be, at most is just 3. This is considered like the remainder, the balance. Okay, you can ignore this. So the at most I can get 3 filled up full with the 1/4 kilogram of sugar. This half cannot fit into one packet, right? Because one packet is 1/4 kg. Understand? Okay, so the answer is not 3.5, but 3. Okay. A cup is 1/4 filled with water. The water is then poured into an empty jug which has a capacity 3 times of the cup. That's the comparison, right? So you know that the jug versus the cup, the jug have 3 units, the cup have 1 unit, right? From that sentence that you see there. So I just put it first. So the jug is 3 unit, the cup is 1 unit. Okay. What fraction of the jug is filled with water? All right, let's compare them by the comparison units model. Cup and jug. Let's compare, okay? So the cup is 1 unit as I wrote down just now. The jug is 4 units long. So I draw out 4 units. 1, 2, 3, 4. However, if you look at the cup, not the whole thing is filled with water. Only 1/4 of the cup. So my cup must be further cut into how many parts? 4. Because the cup is not fully filled with water. Okay, cut, 4. Can you see? If I cut my cup into 4 parts, the rest of the jug must cut into 4 parts each, right? So cut the rest of them. Cut, 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 cut. Okay, then I shade what the cup is filled up with. 1 only. The cup is filled up with 1 here. Okay, so when I pour this 1 into the jug, it will still be 1. Am I right? It still be the same part lah, same 1 part out of the whole jug. Okay, so I want to know this portion. So what fraction of the jug is filled with water? This one is 1 out of what is the whole total parts here? If you count, it will be 12. Answer is not 3 out of 16. Answer is 1 out of 12. Understand? Okay, so in this number line below, the P represents 1 out of 8. The R represents 1 out of 6. You can see right where the two fractions are like that. And then if you take a look at the next part, PQ is equal to QR, which means they are trying to tell you that this line and this line, they are equal. I'm using this to show the equal, right? These two lines are equal because of this. What fraction does Q represent? Yeah, I know you'll be tempted. You will be tempted to say that this is 1 over 7 because there's a pattern, what? 1 over 8, then blank, then the next one 1 over 6. So the blank is 1 over 7. But no, you cannot do this question like that. Cannot. This is not about pattern or I think there's a pattern. No, there's no pattern here at all. But what you need to know is they say that the two parts there that I put in red color are equal. Okay, so the first things first you need to do is you need to find out what is the difference from P to R. The difference of P and R. Okay, so let's find the difference. Difference of P and R is minus, right? So you minus 1 out of 6 minus 1 out of 8. Why do I take 1 6 minus 1 over 8? Because 1 6 is bigger than 1 out of 8. Yes? Okay, this is bigger. So when you minus these two, you are going to make sure when you minus, you need to change the denominator to be the same first, right? So times something, right? Times 3, here times 4. Here times 3, here times 4. You cannot minus just like that. Please, this is P3 work. Please, I don't want to repeat this. You should know by now, okay? So 4 out of 24 minus 3 out of 24. Once denominator are the same, you look back at the numerator and then it will be 1 out of 24. The difference is 1 out of 24. Means the difference means the gap between P and Q. So it is talking about this one and this one, right? The two equal parts. So the gaps, this is part number 1, part 1, and then this is part 2. They are both equal. So which means this 1 out of 24 is actually for 2 parts. 2 equal parts actually. 2 equal parts. Now, if you look at Q, where does Q come in? Q comes in after P, just 1 part to go to Q. From P to Q is just 1 part. So I just find 1 part lah, not the 2 parts. I'm given 2 parts now. Now I just find 1 part. So to find 1 part, what do I do? Divide, right? Okay, so 2, you can say 2 units also can. You can say 2 parts also can. The same thing. 2 parts is 1 out of 24. I want to find 1 part. So 1 part will be 1 over 24 divided by 2 out of 1. Okay, so keep change flip. This one I'm going to erase. Okay, this is wrong. So keep change flip. Keep this. Change that. Flip that. Equals to 1 out of 48. Now, do I stop there? Does this tell me that Q is 1 out of 48? No. That 1 over 48 is the part. Which means from P to Q, the part. It is 1 over 48. You need to add in your 1 over 48. So your Q will be from P is 1 out of 8, right? So 1 out of 8 is the P. You plus 1 out of 48. Okay, can I just plus like that? No, denominator not the same. So times 6 times 6. 6 over 48 plus 1 over 48. I put sideways, yeah, no space. Equals to 7 out of 48. Answer. Abel spent 5 over 12 of his pocket money on a t-shirt. And then 1 over 4 of the remainder on a hat. He saved the rest of his money. What fraction of his money did Abel save? Okay, this is definitely remainder concept. And you know that for remainder concept, you can do various methods. Let's just stick to the fraction method, okay? All right, we don't have to draw the model. So I know that I spent 5 over 12 of my money. So there will be remainder. Am I right? When you spend something, there will be remainder. What is the whole amount of money represented as? It is represented as one whole. Okay, this is his pocket money. This is pocket money. One whole is his pocket money. If you don't understand, if you draw your model also, you're going to start with drawing like that first, right? Before cutting. This is called one whole. This model on its own is called one whole. Okay, I'm not going to draw model for this question, just starting with fraction. So one whole, take away 5 over 12. Why do I minus? Because he spent. Spend is minus. Okay, so this will tell me what I have left, my remainder. Okay, after I buy my t-shirt. Can I minus just like that? 1 minus 5 over 12. And then you just say 4 over 12. Some of you will do that, you know. Surprisingly, yeah, but it's not. For this case, this one whole is actually 12 out of 12. Take away 5 out of 12 equals to 7 out of 12. This is my remainder after I spend on the t-shirt here. Okay, now what does the question say? 1/4 of the remainder of means time. The remainder I find out already, right? 7 out of 12. On what? On a hat. Okay, so this is what we do. 1/4 of the remainder on a hat. Can we find this? Yeah, I can find this. Okay, which means it will be, there's nothing for me to simplify. Correct, there's nothing for me to simplify because 1 and 12 cannot be simplified. 7 and 4 cannot be simplified. So it is 7 over, means you just go this way. Okay, 4 times 12 is 48. This is my hat. Okay, now I want to know my money that he saved. How much does he save? Right? So if you want to find how much he saved, you can actually just take the remainder, take away the hat just now. Okay, so you can take 7 out of 12 minus 7 out of 48 because this is the remainder after I spend on t-shirt. So I don't have to take one whole again. Don't waste your time doing that. Okay, you can just use the remainder, take away the hat because from the remainder, I spend on hat what? The balance, right? Then this will give me my saving. So 12 and 48 is not the same. So this is times 4. Here also times 4. I get 28 over 48 minus 7 over 48 equals to 28 minus 7 will be 21 over 48. And then you can simplify this, right? Divide by 3. 3, no, not 3. 21 divided by 3 is 7 out of 16. Okay, so this is the answer. So just now, Rauda, right? Yeah, you are correct. Very good. Okay, this is method number 1. This is method number 1. I have another method to show you. Then this is method number 2. Okay, so method number 2 is after you find the remainder, you just find the fraction of remainder that was saved. Okay, so what was saved? 1 whole, take away 1 over 4. So which means I'm representing the remainder as 1 whole. I'm representing the remainder as 1 whole. So this will give me 3 over 4. Okay, then to find the savings saved, I simply take 3/4 times my 7 out of 12, my remainder, equals to 7 over 16 also. This is method number 2. Okay, there are 2 methods to do this, right? Ruth went shopping at shops ABC. She spent 3/8 of her money at shop A. She spent 2/5 of the remaining amount at shop B and the rest of her money at shop C. What fraction of her money did Ruth spend at shop C? Okay, so you know that she went shopping to 3 shops, and then in the first shop she spent 3/8 of her money already. Okay, and then I want to find, of course, when you spend something you will have a remainder, right? So let's find the remainder first. So same as just now question, okay, it's the same concept. So if you're not sure how to find the remainder, you can just write or draw out your model first. Okay. Now this one I want to draw model, okay? So spend 3/8 of her money. So that's 8 parts, spend 3 parts. So this is spent at shop A. I put that A, okay? So if I spend that for shop A, then I will have the rest of this as remainder. And how many is the remainder? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 out of 8 is the remainder. Right? So the remaining amount here, I know already this is actually 5/8 at shop B. Now, can I find at shop B then? Can, right? So I can find shop B. And what do? 5/, we will look at 2/5 of means times. So 2/5 of my remainder, that is 5/8. And then goes your cross multiplication, right? Look crosswise. So it is 2 and 8. I can simplify. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 8 divided by 2 is 4. Then I want to look at 5 and 5. 5 divided by 5, each of them is 1. Then look row-wise, 1 out of 4. So at shop B, she spent 1/4 of her money. Then, of course, she will have the rest of the money that is spent at C. So how do we find that? So the remainder, look at the remainder here. So I have to find the rest of it, 5 out of 8 minus 1/4, the shop B. This is the first remainder, remember? Take away what she spent at shop B to find shop C. So what do I do here? 4 times 2 to make it 8, then here also times 2. 5/8 minus 2 out of 8 equals to 3 out of 8. This is correct. Very good. Joel had 84 coins. 1/7 of the coins were 20-cent coins. 1/6 of the remainder were $1 coins. There were 50-cent coins. The rest were 50-cent coins. How many 50-cent coins did Joel have? The same concept as number 8, number 9, number 10 also applies the same rule, the remainder concept, okay? So first things first, can we find the number of 20-cent coins that he have? He said, or this question said, 1/7 of the coins are 20-cent coins, right? So just put down like this. I want to find the number of 20-cent coins. Number means how many of them. So 1/7 of means times. The coins, I know it is 84 over 1. 7 and 84, you can cross multiply and reduce. 7 divided by 7 is 1. 84 divided by 7 will be 8. 84 divided by 7, 12. Okay, so it's 12. Let me double check. Calculator not accessible. 84 divided by 7. Correct. 84 is 12. All right, so I have 12 20-cent coins. Okay, so we just put it here. Then 1/6 of the remainder. Can I find my remainder since I know that 12 are the 20-cent coins? Can, right? So remainder coins is 84. Take away 12, the 20-cent coins. So this will give me 72 coins. Okay, this is my remainder. What happened to the remainder? 1/6 of the remainder. So we rewrite that. Is my $1 coin. $1 coins is 1/6 of remainder. will be 1 over 6 of means times, and then I know my remainder is here, 72 out of 1. Okay, then we go crosswise, 6 and 72. You can simplify, right? So 72 divided by 6 will give me 12. Divided by 6 is 1, divided by 6 is 12. So it will be another 12 coins for my $1 coins. Okay, so this is 12 coins for $1. Now, the rest are 50-cent coins. So can I find the number of 50-cent coins from here? To find my 50-cent coins, I simply take 84 total coins, take away 12, take away 12. This is total. This is my 20 cent. This is my $1 coins. Equals to, so 84 minus 12 will give me 60. So this is the correct answer. Very good.